Subjective validation, a subtle, fascinating, powerful process. It's something that happens all the time, in ways you might not even notice. Ways that can shape your experiences, how you perceive the world, and even how you perceive yourself. Imagine, just for a moment, the world around you, every person you meet, every situation you encounter, each piece of information that crosses your mind. It has a way of speaking directly to you, almost as if the universe itself is speaking to you, specifically to you. The words, the energy, the signals, they feel like they're yours, tailored just for you. Doesn't that feel powerful, to be at the centre of it all, where every word, every glance, every encounter seems to resonate on a deep personal level, like your subconscious is so finely tuned. It takes what's around you and it weaves it into a story that makes sense. Your story, even if it didn't start out that way. You see, when you hear something and it touches that place inside you, something familiar, something you've felt before, it can feel like it was meant just for you. In fact, when you believe it was meant for you, you begin to naturally rearrange your thoughts, your memories, your experiences to fit what you've just been told. It's easy, isn't it? To take one small piece of information, perhaps just a word, a phrase, a simple observation, and suddenly everything falls into place. Your mind effortlessly connects the dots, filling in the gaps with ideas, beliefs, and memories that give it meaning. You don't even have to think about it, it just happens. And as you do, something powerful shifts inside you. That's the magic of subjective validation. When you hear something that feels right, you make it fit. And the more it fits, the more real it feels. The more real it feels, the stronger the belief becomes. It's almost like an invisible thread, connecting your conscious mind to the deep unconscious patterns that have always shaped you. Now imagine, just for a moment, someone stands in front of you. Perhaps they're observing you. Maybe they're reading you. And they say something small like, "I see you like bright colours, colours that speak to the world about your energy." But there's more to you, isn't there? Sometimes you prefer to be quiet. The peace, to just observe, to listen, to see the bigger picture. And something inside you shifts, you nod, because you know it's true. But did they know it? Did they really know you? Or did they simply tap into something universally human? Something so recognizable in everyone that the mind, your mind, began to fit it, to shape it, to make it true. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Because once that shift happens, once you accept something as true, your mind, your powerful mind, starts to adjust. You begin to see the world through a different lens. That small piece of information, that single observation grows. And just like a tiny seed planted deeply inside your subconscious, it starts to blossom, expanding into other areas of your life. Suddenly, other behaviours, other choices, other thoughts, they begin to make sense in the same way. Can you feel it? The way your mind starts to open up. The way your perception begins to flow naturally, effortlessly, as if all the pieces just fit. And when you trust that, when you allow your mind to effortlessly make those connections, the process becomes self-reinforcing. It's like a loop, a rhythm, a dance, where your mind, it always finds ways to fit the new beliefs, the new thoughts, and what you already know about yourself. And it feels so right, so perfectly aligned with who you are. You might even notice, when it happens, it seems like the world itself is confirming what's been said. Maybe a chance encounter, a word from a stranger, or a moment of quiet reflection. All of it starts to sync up, and you feel more and more confident that the pieces are coming together. This isn't random. Your mind's way of naturally creating a reality that fits in with what you believe to be true. And when you believe, that belief can become so powerful. It can shape the very way you see yourself and others. What once felt uncertain becomes clear. What once felt like a coincidence feels like a meaningful connection. And you can take this understanding, this deep realization, and begin to navigate the world in a whole new way. You can feel the power of this process, can't you? How your mind, your subconscious mind, is always looking for ways to affirm, to confirm, to find patterns in the chaos. It wants to make sense of everything, especially of you. And once it believes, it'll always look for evidence to support that belief. You've seen it happen, where a single idea, just a single piece of information changes everything, shifts the entire pattern. When you're aware of how this process works, you realize just how much control you have, how much power you wield over your own experiences. When you listen to what's said to you, when you hear the subtle cues and hints in someone's words, and then, and this is important, when you consciously choose to allow your mind to connect the dots, to make those associations, to believe what you need to believe, you begin to unlock an entirely new realm of possibility. And here's the beauty of it. You don't need to try. You don't need to push. You simply need to let it flow. Let your mind make the connections. Trust your subconscious. It knows how to take that seed, nurture it, and grow it into something bigger, something more real than you ever expected. Because once you accept that the world speaks to you, once you feel that subjective validation, you begin to see everything in a new light. Everything, every experience, every word spoken, every glance shared becomes an opportunity for deeper understanding. And once that understanding clicks, once it resonates with you, everything starts to change. The question is, how far can I take it? How much of your world, your reality, can you shape? With the subtle yet powerful tools of subjective validation. The answers, they're waiting. The beliefs, they're already within you. It's just waiting for you to allow it to unfold.